And good morning. It's 7:04 on this Monday, October 10th. It's time to go to Studio B for Coleman and Company. Our guest host today, Jeff Dixon.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Coleman and Company. You are in the right place. This is indeed Coleman and Company. My name is Jeff Dixon. Thank you for the introduction there, Miss MJ. I'll be your guest host today. Mr. Coleman is out on assignment, and I'm telling you, I've tried to ask around the studio here, and he must be out on some type of top secret operation, because my understanding is he's out on assignment. Don't ask any more questions. Fortunately, before he left, he put together a great show today. We've got the district attorney for the 15th Judicial District, Mr. Jason Lawson, will be here. And so you can say good morning, Jason.
Good morning.
We've been chatting before we came on the air. We've got put together a lot of questions for him. Thank you for being here. We look forward to that. It is October 10th. It is a crisp fall day. I think actually we had little spots of frost around my house, frost on the pumpkin. And wasn't it a beautiful full moon? I've been talking to Mr. Kirby here from Absolute Kubota, and we were talking about the full moon. Is it good for deer hunting, or is it bad for deer hunting? That'll be a question we may go to. But in the meantime, the people that help make this possible, Absolute Kubota. Mr. Kirby, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing really well. Appreciate you being here. We had a chance to chit-chat just a little bit before we came on the air, and we were talking about a little bit of deer hunting, but also I guess the important part that we were talking about is it did frost this morning, but that just means there's probably time to start thinking about your yard for this winter. It's never too early to think about next summer. Is that right?
Yes, sir. Right now is that time to aerate and overseed. You have till the end of October, and hopefully we get some rain here shortly too to soften up this soil.
That's right. I think hopefully did I hear earlier maybe Wednesday that we may be looking at some rain is what I think I heard. And this is a tough concept for me, so help me to understand this. This is a poor old boy that gets out there and wrestles with his mower and cutting the yard once a week. You overseed. You want more seed. You want more grass coming up. Is that right?
Yes, sir. So most of your root growth happens in the wintertime, and that gets that grass established for the summertime for when it can get adverse conditions as far as drought or get really wet. It establishes those roots and gets a good tall, strong stand of grass.
Does that help chase off some of that other unwanted grass and weeds? Does that?
It does. It builds a healthier stand of the stronger grass, the better grass, and then once you aerate and overseed, in this fall time, you'll also apply a starter fertilizer to help promote that grass seed. And then in the springtime, we'll come back and do a round of pre-emergent before the weeds have a chance to come up. This kills them before they even have a chance to take over.
Oh, okay. So you do the whole wraparound service then? Would that be fair to say? Accurate?
Yes, sir. We have select herbicides. If you have certain type of weeds, we have the weed killer that kills everything. We have the full broad spectrum of landscape supplies.
And you guys are the pros. I can come in there with just a lot of questions and talk with you guys, and you can work up something specific for me.
Yes, sir. On our website, we do have two turf programs, a Bermuda program and a tall fescue program, absolutekubota.com. And then we're also always available at 1506 West Main Street. And then we can always, if we don't have the answers for you right there in-house, we have a landscape supply specialist that we can contact and get you in touch with, and he can give you more specific answer. He went to school for that stuff, so where we fall off, he'll pick up.
Now, and I know you gave the website there, but also we'll come back to this too. The phone number, 615-449-6171. We also were talking about you service Kubota equipment. And that's pretty much Kubota equipment. That's enough for that's your area of focus and specialty. Fair?
Yes, sir. We service Kubota, Exmark, and the Hustler brands. do all warranty work for those. The best time to do service is in the winter. Make a appointment, get it in there, so we have it on the schedule. Get you a quick turnaround time there. Clint is our service writer there. If you have ever been into our service department, you've probably seen his face. And then we've got Don and Caleb in sales, and then you'll see me mostly over at the parts counter.
Ah, okay, all right. And between the aerating and overseeding, you get your yard ready for the spring, where you come out and you can treat for pre-immersion, or is it a
Pre-emergent.
a pre-emergent, and then also this winter you want to be thinking about getting that equipment maintenance in so that you're ready to tackle that fresh grown grass in the spring.
Yes, sir. And then if you're looking for year-end tax purchases or just getting ready for next year with a new lawnmower purchase, I always say the time is now before any yearly price increases, and you can still take advantage of 0% financing and then cash rebates as well.
0% financing and cash rebates.
Yes, sir.
You sure you work the parts counter? That sounds a lot like a salesman right there. What do you think?
I've done a little bit of it all, so I keep everybody try to keep everybody happy, and then just promote that 0% financing, because why use your money when you can use their money for free?
Yeah, I like that idea.
Yes, sir.
We've got just a second or two, Mr. Kirby. What else? What else do we need to touch on? Do we need to go back?
We got anything from weed eaters to hay balers and everything in between. Just come and check us out there at 1506 West Main Street, open Monday through Friday, 7 to 5, and Saturday, 8 to 12. We'll be start closing Saturdays, so Saturday after Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay. Again, 615-449-6171. Mr. Kirby, thank you. Thank you for being here. You make this job easy. I appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
Absolute Kubota, folks. And with that, we're going to transition over 15th Judicial District Attorney Jason Lawson. Welcome. How are you this morning?
I'm doing great, Jeff. It's good to see you.
Well, it's good to see you. I appreciate you coming out, and I was kind of a short notice. You were kind enough to step up and help us out, and I really appreciate it. Starting the day off with a familiar face, General Lawson and I had a chance to work together for quite a few years, and does a great job. And we were just talking. I think I referred to him as newly elected district attorney, but that's a little confusing. It may be newly elected, but you've been with the office quite a while now, haven't you, General?
Yes, sir. I am newly elected, but I'm not new to the position. I actually I graduated Watertown in 1995, and then went to MTSU and UT Law School, and then came home to practice law in my home county. And so I joined Tommy's office, Tommy Thompson's office, in 2002. So this is my 20th year as a prosecutor with this office. And last year, the governor appointed me to fulfill the remainder term of Tommy when he retired. And so I was actually appointed to this position in April of last year. And I've been serving as your DA, but I am newly elected. I have just recently been elected in my first full term.
Well, congratulations. And again, to just revisit that, we had a chance to work together for many years. You do a good job. And I will say that this judicial district, a lot of folks may not realize, you are only the second district attorney for this 15th Judicial District. Is that right?
Yes, sir. Tommy served since 1977. And so over the time, since Tennessee's been in existence, they've redrawn the lines and recreated districts. And the 15th District was created after Tommy was already our district attorney. When he began, it had 11 counties. And, now we have 5 counties: Wilson, Macon, Smith, Jackson, and Trousdale. So Tommy had served such a long time that I'm only the second in the history of this district.
Isn't that wild? A lot of people, that's a good trivia question for local trivia here, and I was really surprised. You do have some, as they say, some big shoes to fill. Tommy had been here for a while. A lot of folks, identify former district attorney Tommy Thompson with that office, but I wanted to visit that too. 20 years on the job is a long time.
Yes, sir. And I've had the chance during my time at the DA's office to try about every single type of criminal offense that we have in our code book, everything from misdemeanor offenses all the way up to a serial killer. So I come in with quite a bit of experience, and Tommy had made me his deputy DA before he had left, and so I'd had the opportunity to kind of manage the office, and folks kind of knew what they were getting into, and that led a whole lot to the reason that I was unopposed actually for the appointment and unopposed during the election. Some folks ask me, why are you running a campaign when you're unopposed? And Tommy'd been there so long, I felt like if I didn't run a campaign, people wouldn't know that there had been a change in district attorney. So I wanted to get out and do that, and enjoyed meeting people over the summer, and just looking forward to the next 8 years.
I think you did a great job with that. I was out and around the county and saw your presence everywhere in the county and the district. So I think that was a good move. I think you did a good job with that. And with that, we're going to come back. Everybody stay, but in the meantime, we're going to turn it over to Miss MJ. Okay.
Thanks, Jeff. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. And it's all brought to you by our friends at Absolute Kubota. Premium brands require premium parts and service. Contact Absolute Kubota. They've got an elite certified service department. Schedule an appointment by calling 449-6171, or you can stop in at 1506 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. They're working a wreck right now on Vietnam Vets westbound on that ramp to 65 going south. Again, that's Vietnam Vets running a little bit slow going westbound once you come past Conference Drive onto that ramp to 65 southbound. I'm looking at that wreck right now. Building pretty good through Mount Juliet, but at least it's moving. I-40 westbound, all that traffic leaving Wilson County. A little bit of radar I-40 through parts of Dixon County. Hey, Ober-Gatlinburg Restaurant and Lounge celebrating Oktoberfest. You don't want to miss it this year. Check it out at obergatlinburg.com. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
Gregory Dental Group in Lebanon is a family dental practice located across from Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital. They offer cosmetic procedures, dental implant services, and now featuring new digital dentures. Premium dentures in just 2 appointments. No insurance, no problem. Call about our discount plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Derek Gregory. In my office, you can count on compassionate staff who will truly listen to you, take the time to get to know you, and discuss your personal needs. I look forward to meeting you.
Gregory Dental Group, 444-0322, West Medora Parkway across from Gibbs Pharmacy.
Hi, everybody. Tommy Bryan. Join me, along with Harry Stafford, Bob Lee, and Joe Gardner, as we bring you Lebanon High School football. Brought to you by Bates Ford, Bakes and Hooker, K. Maynard Insurance, Lebanon Police Chief Mike Justice, Wilson County Sheriff Robert Bryan, Kenny Salas, Sports World, and Wilson Bank and Trust. Lebanon travels to take on Gallatin Friday, October 21, pregame at 6:30, WANT and WCOR.
Fall is here. Shop Springs Creamery invites you to their fall festivities on the farm. Grab some fresh ice cream and enjoy the corn maze, shell corn pit, dummy roping, and the corn cannon, happening September 16th through October 30th. For more info, visit shopspringscreamery.com. For fresh ice cream, fall festivities, and fun for the whole family, make plans to visit Shop Springs Creamery 4 miles off I-40 towards Watertown, September 16th through October 30th. Happy fall, y'all!
Exmark builds mowers that deliver a perfect cut in less time. Because we believe what you get out of your lawn, not your mower, is what matters most.
Find signature cut quality, comfort, and reliability. Exmark's Laser Z is the zero-turn more landscape pros trust. Find attractive financing and the Exmark that's right for you at Absolute Kubota, 1506 West Main in Lebanon.
Exmark, official mowers of the backyard life.
Welcome back to Coleman and Company. Again, you are in the right place. It is indeed Coleman and Company. My name is Jeff Dixon. I'll be your guest host today. And fortunately, we have a great guest this morning, Mr. Jason Lawson. He is the 15th Judicial District Attorney, serving Wilson, Smith, Trousdale, Macon, and Jackson. Did I get off out?
You did.
Jackson counties. We were talking during the break, since he's been with the office 20 years. He's been your elected district attorney for the past year. they've started a couple of new programs, Jason. A couple of things you were telling me about. I hadn't heard anything else, or I hadn't heard about before. What do you got going on over there?
We have. When I came in April of last year, one of the first things I did is I kind of looked at the district and said, well, what are the things that I feel like that we can do a little bit better moving into the future? And so one of the things that we looked at was, we have traditionally had offices in Wilson County and in Trousdale County, but those two counties actually happen to be on the western side of my district. I have Smith County in the center of the district, and then I have Jackson on the east, and I have Macon across the top in the north. And as I was looking at our district, I felt like, really some of my victims and witnesses and law enforcement were having to travel over an hour to get to any of the DA's offices that we had. And so what I did is I opened another office right in the center of the district, right in Carthage. And so it is our third office that we have open, and we're not closing anything. We're trying to expand and have more offices and make our services more available, easier for people to get to us and us to sit down and manage their cases. And so it's been a real great addition. We had an open house on that last month, and so that's been one of the things that we've been able to accomplish over the past year. Another thing is with personnel, and one of the things I looked at as I looked across our board is I felt like we could really use another attorney in our office, and so we talked to the DA's conference about that, and they agreed with that. So we've added an attorney, we've added a secretary to help some of our support staff, and we've added a victim witness coordinator. And this actually gives me a victim witness coordinator in every adult courtroom that we have in our district now, which is a really big deal for us because it really helps with communication with the victims, making sure that their needs are met. And it was something that I felt we'd had a shortage in. So we've had some great success in adding both locations as well as people to the office over the past year.
That location in Smith County, I don't know if people realize the distance between or within this district. You've got your office here in Lebanon, just one block off the square, but you serve the court in Jackson County, Gainesboro.
Yes, sir.
And that is, I don't know how many miles one way. It's over 50 miles one way that you were having to support that office there. So by cutting that distance in half, that just, I guess, better able to serve the court and the citizens of the district. Fair?
Yes, sir. Looking down I-40, we go from exit 226 to exit 280. You get off exit 280 and you turn left there and go up into Gainesboro. It takes about another 15-20 minutes to get there from the interstate. So it's quite a haul to get down there. But having that office in the center of the district certainly helps everybody having access to us, which was important. Another thing that we also did this past year that I failed to mention was we've moved to a digital discovery system, and so we're working on that. As we move into the future, there's going to be a lot of opportunities with respect to digital storage and digital abilities, and as long as we're continuing to produce paper files, with the volume of cases that we do, that is a tremendous amount of paper, that's a tremendous amount of resources, a tremendous amount of time copying, and moving to a digital discovery system that we can share our file digitally with the defense and with the folks that need to have that in order to do their jobs is something that's really helping our office also.
Has that created any kind of issues with the court? I mean, take old people like me. I'm used to watching Perry Mason, where he goes up there and he hands a piece of paper to the judge, the digital stuff. I'm sure the court's prepared to handle that. The clerks are prepared to handle that.
It is, and actually what we will do is, in the old days, we used to just hand a paper copy of our file over at the arraignment. Now we give them an actual piece of paper that has a website on it, and all of the discovery is already there on the website. All of the police videos are already there. All of the reports and everything all the lab reports and the police reports, everything that's documents is on there. And anything that we actually need for court, we can print off if we need to print it off. But there's no reason to print, 300 pages to get to one page that you intend on introducing as an exhibit. And both sides can do that. They have equal access to the file that we do. And there's also, it makes it easier for the court because we're able to show that we've turned over everything that we should have turned over on day one of the case. So it's something that really is actually helpful on both sides.
And it seems to be working. You've had this in place for a little while now?
Yes, sir. We started it in, I guess, maybe last summer, and kind of started it in Wilson County. We're going to be growing it to the other counties in the future, but it's making great progress.
And can I go back? One of the things that you also mentioned, you mentioned not only a new attorney, which I'm sure is that's a great relief for you and your staff, but you've also got a new victims advocate. Is that what term did you
Yes,
use?
sir. A victim witness coordinator.
Victim witness
Her name is
coordinator.
Kelly Haley, and we placed her in the Wilson County General Sessions Court. We've always had Miss Clara Woodmore, who did our criminal courts and our general sessions courts in our rural counties, and we've always had Renee Arms, who has been our criminal court victim witness coordinator in criminal court. But it seemed like most of our cases, as far as the volume and population, are going through that Wilson County General Sessions Court, and because we had the other folks in the places where we needed them in order to cover the most ground and the most serious felonies, the larger percentage of victims coming through our courtroom were not actually being assisted by a victim advocate, and the attorneys were not being assisted by the victim advocate. And so adding her to our staff and having her in the General Sessions courtroom this year has really made a big difference. We're getting rave reviews from victims about how well they're being taken care of now, and that's something that's really important to my office.
It is, and let me also say, and I've had an opportunity to work with your coordinators in the past. They do a great job. And that is a very valuable service provided by your office. Folks, victims that are coming into this system, it is the criminal justice system can be pretty foreign and overwhelming and all those other adjectives. Having somebody there that you can go to and you can ask simple questions like, who is that and why are they here? That's a great resource to have. So that's just another way that you're providing a service to the folks of your district. You're really out there providing services to the people actually within your judicial district. And I applaud you for doing that. Very good.
Yes, sir.
Also, you just handed me a card, and you also said senior. I'm handing these out to seniors, and immediately turned and gave me one, Jason. I don't know, but that's just to keep me informed. But it looks like you've got another program that you wanted to talk about, Scam Stop. Tell me about that.
Yes, Scam Stop is a public awareness campaign that we're rolling out this month and partnering with the sheriff's departments in our different areas. And I've already been talking with Debbie over at SCAN. And what we're going to do is both through this radio show, also through newspaper articles and through Facebook and social media, we're going to start talking about the number of scams that we have going on. You know, scams disproportionately target our seniors. And one of the things that we wanted to do was to make some sort of a permanent memento that it's not just something that they see on Facebook and they forget about later or read in the newspaper and doesn't have a lasting impact. So we produced refrigerator magnets that we're intending on handing out to our seniors, and this kind of tells them how to avoid being a victim of a scam. You know, last year in 2021, the FBI reported that there were 92,371 older victims in the United States that were victims of fraud, and that resulted in $1.7 billion of losses. This was a 74% increase over the year before. So this is a crime that is growing quickly.
Wow. That's scary
and we're
numbers.
seeing so many different situations. These magnets, they state on here that scammers often ask for money or gift cards, a credit card number, personal information, a deposit on a prize you've won. And we see these scams happening in such different ways. They're becoming more and more sophisticated. You know, earlier this year, I had a gentleman in another county that reached out to me, and he had actually gotten a text message from someone talking to him about that. It claimed to be an errant text message that was intended for someone else, but it talked about a tip on a cryptocurrency situation. Well, before long, the person had engaged him, and because he made the mistake of actually going through and actually clicking on the link that was provided in the text message by what turned out to be a scammer, he invested a substantial amount of money in a company through what turned out to be a fake website.
Oh, wow.
You know, and so we're seeing more and more of these things. You know, people prey on people. Sometimes it's through a romantic type of interest that's purported to be. Sometimes it's helping a friend or a family member. Sometimes it's saying that they've won a prize. You know, the most recent ones that I've been getting myself is I get these text messages asking me to renew a subscription for something I don't even have. And of course, when you call, they say, and you say, I don't even have this. They say, well, what's your bank number? Let me look this up. And so anytime you get something solicited, that that comes to you unsolicited, the best place to go is to the source of the company. If there's a question there, never respond to something that someone is sending you through a text message or a phone number or a link or anything like that. I've been getting them lately saying, you know, my bank card's been turned off. So, you know, rather than respond to that message or that link, I'm just going to go straight to Wilson Bank and Trust and talk to them about that. So I just ask people be careful, and we're going to be handing out these magnets at the Sheriff's Department and also at the DA's offices around the district. So we'd like to get these in the hands of seniors.
Great. Well, I appreciate it. And General, listen, I really appreciate we're getting close to the end here. I appreciate you coming in, sharing a lot of great information. We were talking about having enough to talk about this morning. A lot of good services that have been added to the district. You've got office in Smith County. I applaud you for that. You've added an attorney. You've added victim witness coordinator, digital discovery. Gosh, you've added a lot in the past year. You've been busy. And
yes,
then
sir.
Also, you're teaming up with the Sheriff's Office for Scam Stop. These are great little magnets. As I'm looking at it here, your office is available for questions. Is that right?
Yes, sir. Our number here in Lebanon is 615-443-2863. We're happy to help. We are a public service office. We have both criminal division and child support division, so we work in that area as well. And then also we partner with the Child Advocacy Center with our drug court program. So there was an expungement clinic last week. We really do a lot. Yes,
I
sir.
saw that, and congratulations on that. As a former drug court director, good job. I'm glad to see. I'm glad to see that come about. As always, we appreciate your being here, and we appreciate your service to the folks of this district. General, good job. And in the meantime, I see Miss MJ putting on her headphones here. I think we got a good 30 seconds. I'm getting used to this radio stuff. But I appreciate again you being here and being so available to the folks in the district. And I hope you come back and visit with Coleman and go into more detail about these services.
Absolutely. Thank you,
In the
Jeff.
meantime, thank you. In the meantime, Miss MJ, it's all yours.
All right. Thanks, Jeff. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to our friends at Bates Ford and the Works Vehicle Checkup. They'll make sure your vehicle is ready for any road. It's $49.95 up to 5 quarts oil, tax and disposal, tire rotation, safety check too. 1673 West Main. Now at traffic. Here's Chuck.
Good morning. They're moving a stolen vehicle right now in a tricky spot. It's 40 eastbound near 440. It's pretty slow there up by 46th Avenue. Also on the scene of this crash, it's in its clearing stages on that ramp, Vietnam Vets onto 65 going south. That's why it's a little bit slow now on Vietnam Vets going westbound there at Conference Drive. Ober-Gatlinburg Restaurant and Lounge celebrating Oktoberfest all this month. You don't want to miss it. Check it out online at obergatlinburg.com. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
Fiddler's Grove, Lebanon invites you to put on your favorite costume and get ready for the 12th annual Ghosts in the Grove event, Saturday, October 15th from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the James E. Ward Ag Center. Storytellers will share history with a spooky ending, then take a mysterious trolley ride deep into the dark woods. Great family fun, food, and treats. $11 for adults 17 and over, $6 for ages 6 to 16. Discounts available online at fiddlersgrovetn.com.
We're the Mount Juliet Plumbers, and we're just a phone call away. We know that if you're having a plumbing problem, you're not having a very good day. So give us a call right now, and a plumber will be on his way. At 615-733-5665. Call 615-733-5665. Call your local plumbers over here at Mount Juliet Plumbing and Leak Detection. We install water heaters, water lines, new toilets, and do general repairs at 615-733-5665.
Local elections matter. That's why Phil Moorhead is running for Lebanon City Council, Ward 6. Neighbors and friends speak up for Phil.
This is retired Lieutenant Colonel Kevin Crotto. Phil has the conservative values that I look for in a candidate running for office. He will preserve the quality of life in Ward 6. That's why I'm voting for Phil Moorhead.
For Phil Moorhead, Lebanon City Council, Ward 6. Paid for by Phil Moorhead for Council, Mac McCluskey, Treasurer.
Cumberland University football is back in action this Saturday, October 15th, as the Phoenix travel to Crestview Hills, Kentucky to take on Thomas More University. This is Christian Opposey of the Cumberland Sports Network inviting you to join Bob Lee and myself this Saturday right here on WANT and WCOR for play-by-play coverage of Cumberland football. Pre-game coverage begins at noon leading up to a 12:30 kickoff. The Thomas More Saints meet the Cumberland Phoenix this Saturday at 12:30 right here on WANT and WCOR.
A chilly start this morning as temperatures climb through the 40s and 50s out there. Definitely have a jacket for the morning drive or to catch the school bus. Look for a high of 76 today with a light breeze, falling to 44 degrees tonight.
This weather forecast is brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty, professional auction and real estate services.
Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com. They know auctions. That's a look at your forecast. I'm number one Ned.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. You caught me talking. That's hard to believe. Welcome back to Coleman and Company. You are in the right place. This is indeed Coleman and Company. My name is Jeff Dixon. I'm going to be guest hosting this morning. Coleman was kind enough before he left on special assignment to put together a great program this morning. And I think for me, what we're going to be doing in the second half is new for me. We've got Mr. Ed Kelly here, who has you have the whole second half, and I think you're going to divide it into a couple of segments. You've got a friend of yours that we know, Mr. Mark Pody here, and he's going to do some. He's going to talk to us a little bit in the first half, and then we'll go back to you for the second part of the program. But first, before we get to that was a tease or a lead-in. We've got Mr. Mullinax here with Rocky Williams. How you doing?
I'm doing great, Jeff. How are you doing today? It's good to see you.
It's good to see you. I appreciate you being here with us, and you're Rocky Williams Premier. I appreciate y'all's support of the program, and we were just talking how fast time gets away because I would refer to it as the new building because we had been up there a few years back. I think about 5 years ago.
Yeah, it was.
And you know, and again, a testimonial here. We got a Jeep up there. It's still running. You know, and you don't find that once you pay one off.
Yeah.
You know, I always heard once you pay it off, that's when. But no, we're still driving. This
Still
thing.
driving, still doing good.
Pretty happy with it. So, how are things at Rocky Williams?
Things are going great. It has been, 5.5 years now, and it's hard to believe, Jeff. But things have been good there in Mount Juliet. Lebanon was a great place for us for a lot of years, and we just really outgrew our facility here. We've got a beautiful showroom, beautiful saltwater aquarium there in the showroom, and
some good people working for you.
Great people that work for us. We've got a good team put together, and we've been doing well. But it's all because of great customers and good customers like yourself.
Well, it's at no haggle pricing. What do you think? That helps too, doesn't it?
People like that. Most people don't like to negotiate.
Yeah.
They don't like the stress that causes because you're never quite sure if you got every dollar you could have got.
Yeah.
And when you know that regardless of who it is, you're going to pay the same great low price. Even Coleman Walker bought a vehicle from us. Can you believe that?
Wow, I'm going to write that down.
And Coleman paid the same great low price that anybody else would have paid.
Well, that's great. That's great. And at the time that you made the move, I got to admit, I thought, wow, that's it's Mount Juliet, yeah, but it was. That area's really grown up around you out there, hasn't it?
Well, and there's a lot more growth that's going to be happening kind of down that Pleasant Grove and Central Pike area. So, yes, it's going to be exploding right around us there, I think, in the next few years.
So you're going to be back right in the middle of everything again.
That's right. Absolutely.
It's a good, convenient location. It's right there off the interstate at the Mount Juliet exit.
Yeah, it's what I call the easy side of Mount Juliet. It's on the north side, so it's a little easier to manipulate usually than the south side is over around Providence. But we sit right beside Academy Sports and behind Walmart.
You can go in. That's perfect location. You can go in and shop and buy you a new vehicle as well, can't you?
That's right.
What do you guys got going on? It looks like. Coleman left me some good notes here. Your inventory, everything good?
Well, we've got a better new car inventory than we've had in quite some time. We've got about 48 new cars on the ground right now, which doesn't sound like a lot when you think back to when you bought your vehicle from us. We probably had somewhere around 350 new vehicles.
Wow.
But we have increased our used car inventory. We've got about 180 right now.
Wow.
So we've added used cars during the time that new cars have not been available to kind of offset that a little bit. And We've got a lot of pre-owned vehicles that are, less than a year old, and some is, 10,000 miles or less.
Now, of course, again, this is about the third time I've referenced my age. Back, when I was when I was a young man, you always went out and, Dad would take me out to the car lot and you'd kick the tires and you'd walk around. You can actually do a lot of stuff online now, can't you?
Well, you can, and you certainly can see all of our inventory there, and that also, and we always have to get this in. If we don't get this in, Mayor Hutto will scold me next time. You might even see your neighbor there. We have pictures of our salespeople there, so
Got it.
He'd let me know if we didn't mention our neighbor.
There you go.
But on our website is our great low, no haggle price. So many websites today in the automotive industry, it'll have click for your price or click for your e-price, and you have to submit your personal information, your email address or your phone number, and then they call you or email you with your price.
Yeah.
And we don't do that. All you have to do is go to rockywilliams.com and find the vehicle you like, and the no haggle price is clearly posted right there.
Great. All right. Looks like our time is about up. Is that it? Anything else?
Jeff, it's always good to be here. You do a great job when you're here.
You're very kind. You're very kind.
Hope y'all have a good day.
Hey, thank you. We appreciate the folks at Rocky Williams. Appreciate you coming by, and you make this job so easy. Thank you again, Mr. Molnax. And with that, we're going to turn to my right. I don't know how they do that on the radio dial, but anyway, Mr. Kelly, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Mr. Dixon.
Well, you're very kind to me. You can just call me Jeff. I see you've got an old friend of mine sitting there with you, Mr. Mark Pody.
Yeah, he's got a lot to say, so I'm going to let him say what he needs to say.
You have volunteered to give him the first part of this. Good morning, Mr. Pody.
Good morning, Jeff. What a great day to be alive.
Boy, I bet Billy just came running out of the back office back there.
So, no, it's awesome to be here.
It
And Jeff, I got to tell you, you had Jason Lawson on, General Lawson.
Yes.
He is doing a great job. And,
Yes,
I
he
know
really
he's a
is.
leader in this state, but we can be proud in our district to have General Lawson as our DA. He is really, really doing an awesome job.
Doing a good job.
We have a lot to go over real quick. I'm so grateful that Ed Kelly has allowed me to kind of talk, because we're about 4 weeks away from election.
Yes, sir. I heard it's coming up.
And I've got to remind people that don't forget to go vote. It is, 4 weeks from tomorrow. And midterms are here. We got a lot of things. The last time we had the election, turnout was really, really low. So we want to make sure we can get turnout up a little bit this time. And I will tell you, I went and met with Tammy, our election administrator.
Yeah.
And Tammy Smith. We held a little forum where we had a lot of people from across the state that said, we're uncomfortable with the trust in some of the election systems of what we've seen in the last election, 2 years ago. And Tammy took time. She was doing a great job. She invited people to come down to an institute that she had to make sure that we had trust in what was happening in the
She's
elections.
doing a good job.
In Wilson County, we're one of the leaders. We're one of the absolute best in the entire state, and Tennessee's one of the best in the nation. So when we're saying we got the best of the best right here, Tammy's leading that. So we really appreciate what she's doing.
Good, good. What do you want to share with us this morning? I mean, you want to touch about the elections?
Absolutely. And I also got to mention, for those that don't remember, Mr. Jeff ran for office one time, and I got to campaign with his daughter. And it was an amazing opportunity for me because she was in Cass. I don't know how you got her to continue to.
She did an excellent job. Thank you for mentioning that. My family, it was, and I think I said this too. It's very hard when you're in the public eye. You know this, Mr. Poe. You've been doing this a while. It is very difficult when anybody that runs for office. You're out there in the public. You kind of just lay yourself and your family out there. I was very fortunate that my family was very supportive. We talk about my daughter out there with her arm in a sling, putting yard signs up, and my son the same way. So I appreciate their hard work. For me, it was a great opportunity, and I think your family's very involved. Anytime there's an election, I see your family out there with you.
Absolutely, and I've been very blessed, to have a family that is supportive of what I do, and I look at it as a calling. So I'm asking everybody for their vote, and of course that's coming up. But I got to tell you, if we don't vote, it's our fault for what's happening. And it's important that we get out and make sure that everybody does come out and vote. And if you can't vote on election day, vote early. And it's important that we do that. And we got to support the candidates. You know, right now, of course, there's nobody against me on the ballot, but I'm still asking for the complimentary vote. Same thing with Representative Susan Lynn and Representative Clark Boyd. You know, so that's important. Now, I got to mention Ed as well. You know, he's actually at my house doing plumbing. And he was doing some things, so that's how we were talking. He said, you know, Mark, if you want to come and talk to a little bit about making sure people come out to vote, I want to make sure we do that. So that was important that I mentioned that. And one more thing about Ed before I know we got to go to a break in a second. He has been very, very active in supporting a lot of the conventions that we have here locally. So his business, so when we had Eric Trump come in, when we've had Oliver North, a lot of it was due to the financial support of Mount Juliet Plumbing. So I want to make sure I publicly say thank you for Ed for doing that.
Good job. Good job. Mr. Pody, we are fixing to go into a break here in a few seconds. Again, it's good to see you. Appreciate your service. I know that, and was talking about with General Lawson, the fact that you do not have an opponent, that the pressure's not off. You still got to get out there and let people know that you're there, you're working for them and doing a good job. So I applaud you for doing that. That's never been your availability has never been a question as far as I've seen. So again, we appreciate everything you do. And with that, I see Miss MJ putting on the headphones. It's been a busy morning. Please stay with us. We've got more to come.
Thanks, Jeff. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to our friends at Bates Ford and the low price tire guarantee on all tires every day. Up to 30 days after the sale, there'll be any competitor's pricing on the tires they sell. 1673 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. They're still trying to wrap up the paperwork on this crash. It happened a little bit earlier on that ramp coming off Vietnam Vets onto 65 southbound. It made things a little bit slow there, or slower than normal, rather, on Vietnam Vets westbound, just trying to get past Conference Drive. You got all that traffic coming in behind it from Hendersonville through that section of Sumner County. Heavy by the airport now, I-40, as you come through that stretch of Donaldson. Hey, attention dentists. Dental Staff School can provide you with qualified dental assistants today. Give them a call or check them out online. Just Google Dental Staff School. I'm Commander Chuck, your on-time traffic.
Contact Stephen Lowry Land Clearing for all your land clearing needs. Whether it's clearing trails for ATVs, reclaiming pasture, or clearing your land of brush and trees, Stephen Lowry can get the job done. He works closely with customers, adjusting to make changes as you want. Steve Lowry will give you quality work at a price that you can afford. He will also beat any written estimate. Call Stephen Lowry at 615-970-8154 for all your land clearing needs. That's Stephen Lowry Land Clearing, 615-970-8154.
Do you know why Rocky Williams Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Mount Juliet sells so many cars, trucks, SUVs, and muscle cars? Well, it all starts with a simple idea. Why not give everyone a hassle-free shopping experience for their new or used vehicle with no haggling, no negotiating, and no runaround? Every vehicle on the Rocky Williams lot is marked down incredibly low with the price posted on the window. You're treated with fairness and respect every time. No pressure, just a friendly, warm, inviting staff dedicated to finding the exact vehicle you need. So Rocky Williams Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram has become the original no-haggle, one-price dealer. Go online to rockywilliams.com to see the incredible deals yourself. Every car and truck is listed with a no-haggle low price. This is for real, and you're gonna love it. People drive for miles to get some of the lowest prices in America on their new or used cars or trucks. Go to rockywilliams.com or come on over to our brand new spacious dealership next to Walmart in Mount Juliet.
Mount Juliet Plumbing is the company to call it. Mount Juliet Plumbing. We can fix it all, so if you're having a plumbing problem and you're needing it solved, come on Juliet Plumbing today. We will fix it right. That's the Mount Juliet Plumbing way. Give us a call today over here at Mount Juliet Plumbing and Leak Detection. We do water leak repairs, water heater, slab foundation leak detection, and so much more at 615-733-5665.
6 straight winning seasons, 2 consecutive AFC South Division titles, 3 straight playoff appearances. And your NFL head coach of the year, Mike Vrabel, leads your Tennessee Titans out of the tunnel every week.
Brought to you by Bates & Hooker, Bates Ford, Steve Mull Plumbing, The Jewelers, and the City of Lebanon Gas in Tennessee. 811, call before you dig.
This is Wilson County's home for real country music and the Tennessee Titans.
Real Country 98.9.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Coleman and Company. You are in the right place. It is indeed Coleman and Company. My name's Jeff Dixon. I'm your guest host this morning, and with the help of Billy and MJ here and our guests, I think we got quite a good show this morning. This portion belongs to Mr. Ed Kelly with Mount Juliet Plumbing, and Mr. Kelly's got a couple of things that he wants to touch on. One, he brought a friend of his and somebody that's familiar, everybody in our audience is familiar with, Mr. Mark Pody, that really wants to encourage folks to get out and vote in the midterm elections. But this portion, Mr. Kelly, we got a couple of things going on. You've got a successful business, Mount Juliet Plumbing, right? And then you're also multifaceted, like a diamond. You've got many areas in which you shine, and one of them happens to be in music. Fair statement?
I think that's pretty fair. I don't think anybody's ever said it better, actually. So they call me the singing plumber around here, and I moved here to Nashville specifically for music. I could do plumbing anywhere. I had a business there in Dallas, Texas. I shut it down because I knew that, when I was 50 or 60 years old, I didn't want to be sitting there in my rocking chair regretting, why didn't I ever try to do anything with this talent that God gave me? And through that decision, I've been able to come here and, build up Mount Juliet Plumbing and leak detection. I wasn't real sure about how things were going to work out in Mount Juliet because I wasn't familiar with the area.
Right.
But the people there have been great to me and to Mount Juliet Plumbing, and I got to meet people like Senator Mark Pody through our conservative values. We've supported some of his events, and he's a very humble person to be a senator, and he's very great at bringing people together, and I'm just honored to get to know and to get to be friends with someone like Senator Pody. But through that, I met his nephew Sean, who is also a very talented musician and singer, and I didn't know he did recording, but I was asking him one day if he knew of a recording studio that could help me produce some of these songs, and he said, "Oh, well, Ed, I do that." And I said, "Oh, really?" And at first I was like, "Well, I don't know." I didn't tell him that, but I don't know. But I said, "Well, I want to give him a shot." And turns out that Sean has played with some very well-known singers in the industry. Didn't know that, but he's just done a great job helping me produce this album, and I want to play some of the samples just because this is going to be available for purchase on edkellymusic.com, and you can go on that website and you can listen to these clips, and then if you want to buy a song, you can buy a song for $1.99, or you can buy the whole album, which is titled "A Part of Me Died," for $14.99. Okay. And so I'm going to go ahead and have MJ just play "A Part of Me Died."
Okay. Are you ready, MJ? Putting it together? All right.
Well, I got what I wanted, but it wasn't what I wanted. I guess that's how it goes. Oh, if I could have her back, I'd be there in a breeze. Guess there's only one way to know. I've got to learn from this mistake and never make it again, 'cause I don't like the way it ends, saying goodbye. Made a part of me die.
Wow, that sounded really good. If you're just joining us, this is indeed Coleman and Company. Mr. Ed Kelly, what you just heard there was a little snippet, a little cut from your album, and we were talking before you came on the air. You've heard the phrase, "Well, I knew him when." You feel really good about this album, and we all could be sitting around here in a year from now saying, "Oh, well, I knew him when he released that to the public on the radio."
Well, I really believe sincerely that this is my time to shine in this part of my life, in this aspect of my life, in the music. It's, I was born to sing and write music, and after Sean helped me put this together, it's become more more of a real deal, you know. And I wanted to mention one more thing about this song. This is actually my 2-year-old's favorite song. He can't talk that well yet, but he talks pretty good for a 2-year-old, and he's got the first 3 lines down. So he's like, I'm free as a bird, flying in the sky, still thinking about the woman. He's got that down, and it was just so funny that he's singing that now. But,
he may be able to accompany you on your next album. What do you think?
He might be able to. So I want to go ahead and play the rest of the songs, MJ.
She's just asking which ones.
Just let's play Several Tears Left to Cry.
All right, Several Tears Left to Cry. Here we go.
He wakes up every morning alone in his bed. He makes a pot of coffee and he smokes a cigarette. He tries to move on and get her off his mind. But he has several tears left to cry.
Another great one there. Several Tears Left to Cry. Now, you wrote these songs, correct?
I did. You know, I never really thought much about being a songwriter, but after this album was put together, I'm amazed at what I was able to do. You know, some of these songs weren't written yesterday, you know. But let's listen to one that's more recent, and it's called Pretty's Not Enough.
Pretty is not enough.
Pretty's not enough.
Here we go.
No, I'm not sorry if this makes you mad. Now I think you're a real pretty girl, but pretty is not enough for this cowboy to rock your world.
Another one of yours. So you write and perform.
Yes, sir. And due to time, I want to go ahead and let's play a game called Life.
Queuing that one up.
Winning is amazing and losing is no fun. So don't take your life for granted or you'll feel like a bum. Lift your head up high, boy, and don't you give up now. And you might just become the biggest winner in town.
It's hard to pick a favorite when you love them all, right? Which one's next?
Let's do Baby I'm the One.
And she's not sure she found it. All right, here we go. Let's listen to this one.
Do you need a man in your life holding you tight every night? Do you need a shoulder you can cry on and rely on? Are you seeking happiness? Someone who can make you smile without making a sound? Then baby, I'm the one for you.
Cut from Mr. Kelly's album there. Have you got another one?
I think due to time, let's just pause it there.
Good sampling. You always want to leave folks wanting more, Mr. Kelly. You always want to leave folks wanting more. And we were talking. It's and that was your statement. It's hard to pick a favorite when you like them all, right?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of my own music, but you know, that's why I've worked so hard to get where I am, because you know I've always wanted to do this, and I'm at a point now where I'm able to do that, and you know, wherever the chips fall, that's where it's going to fall. And
well, let's talk now. We've given everybody a sample, and just to bring folks up to date. Now, normally you've been on Coleman's show before. Your full time, or let's say your livelihood is Mount Juliet Plumbing. Yeah. Your dream, your passion, maybe passion's a better word to use, is the singing portion. Is that fair?
Actually, it used to be, and now it's really a career, because when you start putting money into something, it actually turns into something else. And so I've got some billboards that are going up in the area to promote this album. And when you start putting that kind of money into something like this, you realize that it's an investment.
And I really, before we run out of time, I think it's important. We mentioned a website. Tell us again. Tell us. How do we go find this music online?
It is edkellymusic.com.
Okay, and it's just Ed Kelly Music, no spaces, right?
And he did we see the wonderful article in the Wilson Post, Lori, and I think the Mount Juliet Chronicle did a good article on Ed as well. And Ed, I got to tell you again, thanks for all your support and going out to do plumbing when we need it. But this is the thing that you're doing right now, is promoting your business. And Jeff, I did want to say, as we're ending, I'm actually on my way to meet the new Commissioner of Transportation today.
Oh, wow. Good for you.
And it's Mr. Butcher Ely, and I'm going to be working. We got so many road issues going on in Wilson County, and I got to make sure that we're in the front. So I want to know this new commissioner pretty well, so we can get this thing done again. But I want to make sure I give a shout out again to Ed Kelly for all the things that he's done. And Ed, I got to tell you, I just texted to make sure that we bought one of these albums. So I know that my daughter's probably online right now getting one. So I appreciate everything that you do for the conservative causes as well.
Mr. Pody, thank you. You're going to tell folks to get out and vote. Mr. Kelly, thank you. We appreciate your support. Good luck. EdKellyMusic.com. Everybody go check this out. For Jeff Dixon, thank you, MJ and Billy, for the opportunity. And I would be in trouble with my grandkids if I didn't tell Jax, Tucker, and Jace to have a great day. And I appreciate everybody listening. Thank you so much.